Hello, continents. This is Geralt of Rivia, and I'm here to introduce to you the one and only Daniel Chapel. Enjoy.
Voice.ai.
Hello and welcome back. Sorry, that was a bit of a delay. Hello and welcome back to The Witcher. You're currently with me, Daniel Chappell, and I'm currently going over this new Voice.ai, people. This is really cool. That was me earlier introducing myself, as corny as that is. It's freaking cool because I use Geralt's voice. If you like this kind of stuff, you can just go ahead and click on the link below in my description, and you get to actually install your own copy on your own PC. So that's something really cool. Now, disclaimer: when you start the thing, you're kind of given two default voices, female and a male, and then you have a certain amount of digital currency which you can get another one of, which I chose Geralt, like why wouldn't I? Big Witcher fan here. So, however, whenever you do this, you need more currency, which means you need to actually buy into the currency to unlock the other voices. And the tool is there not to record the length. However, it is there to kind of use through Discord and all this stuff, so you manipulate your voice on the call, which I think is pretty mind-blowing, really cool. So check that out, see if you like it, and let me know in the comments. In the meantime, we are here today for more Witcher content. We had a spoiler page there for what today's content is going to be about. I think, if you've been reading and not listening to me, more magic users. So, last we've seen is the mage as a magic user, and today we're going to be doing the priest. The priest is found on core book 45, page 45. Now, the priest is the person you look to for spiritual guidance, right? This is you being the preacher of the group, so to speak. You're there to spread your, your undying love to your whatever deity you follow. In fact, you have Initiate of the Gods, which is an empathy skill. So basically, the Church of the Worlds are often warm and inviting places, helping their communities and welcoming new converts. A priest can roll Initiation of the Gods at a set DC by the GM at churches for the same faiths to get free lodging, heal, and other services. So basically, if your priest happens to follow Melithele, I know, like male priest, but you can be a priestess, who knows. Anyways, and you enter into the temple or church of Melithele, you can actually negotiate this way to get free lodgings and services, because you're so devout. Like, humble sister, please. Me and my fellow travelers need someone to lodge, and we do not want to stay anywhere but in the blessings of Melithele. Roll. So this is the way it works. You can also use Initiate of the Gods when dealing with members of the same faith, though they will likely be able to offer less than a fully supplied church. Keep in mind that the Initiation of the Gods doesn't work with members of other faiths. Yep, conflicting faiths, We all know what that's like in this world. Same in the continent. Very, very realistic. Now, unlike the mage who starts with Vigor 5, we start with Vigor 2. Now, if you're new to this and you have no idea what Vigor is how much your body can take when using magic. So, pretty much we're saying that you're a conduit of sorts to produce magic. Now, every time you cast magic is going to take from your stamina, not your health, not your HP. They're two different things at the same value. However, if you can keep casting pretty much until you pass out, which is all your stamina. If you cast over your vigor, this is where it's important to understand, every point beyond your vigor, so I have vigor 2. Let's say I want to cast something at vigor 3. It's 1 point extra. It will take 1 point from my stamina regardless, but 5 points from HP, because as I'm conduing the chaos, it's my body can't overtake that, so it's gonna really cause some serious damage to me. That's what we're dealing with here. Now, that's vigor, and starts pretty low. But there's a reason for this. Because when we look at our magical perks, we get 2 novice invocations, 2 novice rituals, and 2 lower danger hexes. What is going on with my speech today? Anyways, moving on. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the chapter of magic. We're going to find the priest invocation, which is a page you were spoiled earlier. And you're going to head down to the novice preacher invocation. You are a preacher of sorts. And here we go. So vigor is 2. Your stamina costs are between 1 and 3. Now, as you can see, there are such valuables which you pretty much can take that 5 HP from if you really want it that bad, right? But for keeping within your safe zone, this from the 6 you can choose 4, which I think is a pretty fair deal, and it kind of makes you look forward to actually increasing your vigor by 1, just to get the Vault of Knowledge or Web of Lies if you really want to. However, over here we start with Blessing of Fortune, which is a cost of 1 stamina. And the effect is the Blessing of Fortune gives target luck points equal to half the value of your rolled over. So the difficulty check is that of 12, and the maximum you can give is 5. It gives it to a target which is range 10 meters away, and the duration is until expanded. So I think that's pretty self-explanatory. You can't really defend against this, so it's pretty much like it's giving, it's kind of like the bardic thing where, you're giving bardic inspiration in a way. However, luck points is different. Luck, if we're going to go into it while we're at it, is basically you're going to deduct so many luck points from your luck before you roll and add it to the future die you're about to roll. So let's say you really want something to succeed, you're counting upon your luck, and your luck is like at 5, the max, for example. You roll the die, you get to get whatever you rolled plus whatever skills and ability plus the luck you've put in, just to give that extra push to make sure you succeed. That's what we're looking at. We have Holy Light. The Holy Light costs 1 stamina as well. Holy Light lights up an area as though the caster was carrying a torch. The light gives off no heat and cannot be used to ignite other objects. So pretty much you go, ah, and well done, you have lit your surroundings. However, it is done on self only, and it is not actually fire. It is just this weird holy light that you produce, kind of like, I guess, old clerics in D&D. The duration is 3d10, so you roll 3d10s, and that is pretty much the duration of how many rounds it's going to last. So that's something that you want to cap onto. Yeah, that's self-explanatory as it is. Waters of Clearance, also 1 stamina cost. Waters of Clearance sobers the target immediately. Sorry. So this is a certain thing that counteracts alcohol or alchemy solutions that causes intoxication. So this is pretty cool. I mean, in scenarios where you're in a tavern and the person that you want to talk to is kind of just there like, oh, yeah. I don't know, let's bring up an RP scenario where you're looking for a guy who lost his wife to the hag. He is in like the downs of dumps, drinking his sorrows away, and you need more information. What happened? What's going on? And the guy's just drunk out of his mind. This is where the preacher is useful. This is where the priest is pretty damn useful, because he can just go Waters of Clearances, and it is immediate. He can target anyone within 5 meters away from them. However, the person gets to still roll the defense against this, which is resist magic. How resistful he is to magic, which I don't get, because if you're intoxicated, I mean, how are you really going to resist magic? I'm pretty sure there's negative modifiers to that, but we'll get to that some other time. And finally, within the character creation stamina cost, the vigor of 2, you have the maximum, which is Blessing of Love, which costs the maximum of 2, is the Blessing of Love gives the caster +3 to Charisma and Seduction for the duration of the invocation. You can cast it upon someone who is 5-meter range. The benefit lasts about 1d10 rounds, or 1d10, and that's it. And the person doesn't get to defend against it, because it's pretty much like, hey, I'm being charming, and the priest is helping me out here. Thanks, priest. So, and then you can eventually go for Votes of Knowledge, which is allows you to reach back into your mind and access any knowledge or memory that you've ever known if you were just experiencing it. It's a pretty cool thing. In my campaigns, it's not so useful, I think, because I pretty much like to info dump as much as I can. But I guess if people really want to be strict about it, this is pretty useful and pretty powerful. And then Web of Lies, which is allows you to scheme and information. You can scramble information in a target's head, making them question every piece of information and memory. This stuns the target, and once per round on their turn, they can roll a 1d10. Sorry, I'm fidgeting. 1d10. If they roll under their intelligence, the effect ends. So, okay. Pretty interesting. So, I like this because it's not only does the target end up, kind of confused. He thinks, that everything's conspiracy and a lie and what's going on. If you bring him down to that kind of paranoia stage, but it stuns the target. If you use this in mid-combat, which I think is allowed, but let's just be creative here for a second and say the DM allows it. The Game Master allows it, and you cast Web of Lies. The guy's stunned, confused, just questions everything. It's like, why am I here? Why am I fighting on this behalf? It's like, what's going on? Roll an intelligence, and here we go. Again, however, they can resist it through resist magic. Eventually, once you level up, you go to the journeys, the journeyman or the master level spells. As you can see, they're quite costly. Goes up to 6 and 5 and 4. So I don't know why they did it that way. I think it's alphabetical order. Okay, there we go. Cleansing CHL. And so forth. So that brings us to the next part, which is the rituals. Now, let's go really... Okay, here we go. So, novice rituals. So, yeah, they know the same rituals as a mage. So they can cast the same kind of rituals that a mage does, because simply you just need the components, you need the understanding of how to do this, and it's done. So if you see my video of mages, you have pretty much those 9 rituals that you can use. And however, they're quite costly, as you can see. So this is going to take a lot out of a priest at the first level. So it's not something you want to do like that. It's not like a mage where it's just like, oh yes, I'm going to cast my ritual and I have the necessary ingredients and this is fine. No. A ritual clearly hurts the priest at the introductory level because you have 2 vigor and these things cost minimum stamina of 3. So you want to make sure you're picking something that is worth your while for taking that extra 5 HP damage while doing this. This is a really big sacrifice. And that's just using like something like telecommunication or magical message or cleansing ritual or ritual of magic. This is really going to take that punch once you get into it. However, if you're such a risk taker and you believe in the gods so much that at an introductory level, you want to go for something like Ritual of Life, which costs 5 stamina, meaning 15 HP, because it's 2 vigor plus another 3 additional vigor stamina points. So it's 5, 10, 15. Yeah, That's up to you, bro. That's you can roleplay it lovely. It's gonna take a lot, and everyone, I can imagine that moment when everyone just kind of turns their head to you, and are gonna be like, "Hey, dude, would you mind?" And there, you go like, "Really? Like, can we not do something like, oh, fine, or or not?" Anyways, I digress. So, novice rituals, we didn't really go into them in detail for the mage the first time, simply because mage has a lot to go through. However, I don't really want to spend too long on this video, so there are these relevant ones. You can pause the video and kind of read into them if you wish, or just find the page. It's page 117 from the core book. I'm not going to even go into the whole... I'm not going to go into the whole Tome of Chaos today. I'm just going through the basic stuff. And then obviously you have the hexes. Now you have 2 hexes to choose from. And to be honest with you, those are the only 2 low level ones right there. This is page 121 on the core book. You get 2 hexes, and this is the 2 you know, right? The 2 essential ones. As you can see, and this kind of makes sense to me, if you cast a hex, it's going to really cost you that 10 extra HP to cast them. It's not something lightly. It's kind of probably against your moral code. You're more there to understand how to live these more than how to cast these, to be frank with you, if you really want to roleplay it. However, I'm not your GM, and even if I were, you want to do this, that's up to you. It's like it's gonna be noticeable you did something though, because that thing is gonna nosebleed the hell out of you, in my campaign at least. All right, and that's the priest. I mean, very self-explanatory. As you can see, not the best magic caster. The only benefits you have is pretty much the invocations, I guess, which are kind of helpful in their own respects, and the fact that you have this whole, if you happen to stumble upon a temple of your god, or of the same faith, well, you can find free healing and accommodation. It's the best a priest can do. I don't think this is going to be picked that often, unless you have some crazy guy with a crazy idea. They kind of want to go around the world and preach about his God, the eternal flame of fire. But anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I need to start saying that. I want to grow my channel. If you like what I do, and you do, because I do what I like, and I like what I do, and you like what I do, subscribe. That's the best I can tell you. Thank you for watching.